Alright, here we are, episode 2 of the weekend, talking about the truck series at Darlington. Let's just dive into it, shall we? Let's check out the plays. So, John Hurry, Austin Hill, Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, they all have a chance to lead. I would lean more towards John Hurry leading a good portion of this race. If not, it would be Austin Hill. I still think Austin Hill can get fast laps as well, even if he's not leading, but that certainly hurts his upside. The two major contenders for laps led that I would have would be Sheldon Creed and John Hurry. That's just how it's going to be. I would try and get one of those guys in each of your lineups, and we're going to do the same thing that we did for the Cup Series, kind of look at what the early optimizer thinks. Not giving away lineups, just looking at what the computer is wanting to do. And other people do it as well. And I'm mainly doing that this week, something for free, a good content thing here and there, because last time I put out something for free or something with that type of... I've never done anything with that, but like my projections and stuff for free for the Clash. You can still get my projections and everything for all of the races through Patreon. But we'll do the same thing here. We'll kind of look at the optimizer, see what it wants to do, and see where it wants to play certain guys in a very low calculating optimizer, to where it's not taking forever to put lineups together. Just doing it very quickly for a visual representation of how we can go about looking at things. I got really no interest in Gillen or Sauter at the moment right now. Chandler Smith, this is a tough track, man, and we saw last year that Timmy Hill finished extremely well because we had a late race caution where some guys stayed out, some guys took tires, and it really changed the outcome of the race there. So anything can happen there. The main, I guess, thing we got to talk about is Hailie Deegan. I don't think she can hold on to a top 15 position. I mentioned in the Cup Series video that I'm looking at places. I'm just looking to see if people have experienced places like Winchester or other high bank short tracks that really require you to, stay off the wall and understand, a place that's very similar to Darlington. She has experience there, but she also did spin out at Winchester. So, take that for what you will. I think practice would help her out. Obviously, we don't have that, so I'm hesitant to worry about Hailie Deegan. I think Tanner Gray's too expensive. Austin Wayne Self, like I said, I don't know if I'm even going to play lineups this week on DraftKings, which is another thing in general. Like, what happens if you don't play on DraftKings? What if you don't play on the sites? And then you really go in depth, like you do a 3-hour stream of like looking at lineups, or like this could be the optimal lineup thing that age. Like how does that work as well? Either way, I don't know. Corey Heim, $6,900. Now this car, or this truck that he's in, has finished 10th, 23rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, and 1st this season. I don't think he can do that. He's an ARCA driver. I like Brett Holmes, man. I like Brett Holmes, but Brett Holmes is going to do what Brett Holmes does, and right now he doesn't have a whole lot of practice. He'll finish around 15th to 18th. I think Corey Heim will do the exact same thing. Probably race around 18th to 12th, trying to get a feel of the car. I would not be shocked if he dropped through the field early in the race to get an understanding of how the car feels, because this is going to be his first real driving in a race car. Kosa Hocevar, scared he's going to drop back 19th. That's just how it's going to be. You're going to go with some ugly plays to fit in people like Sheldon Creed, fit in people like John Hurry, or even somebody like Enfinger in a lineup. Or if you want 3 of those guys, you're really going to be having to look at those 5K drivers. Tyler Ingram, I think he's going to stop around 13th. I think that's just how it's going to be, man. I think that's just how it's going to look. Moving down, we got Grant Enfinger, or we got Sheldon Creed. I kind of skipped over him, but you can already see I got him projected for second. I really like Sheldon Creed. We saw him be extremely fast here last year, and he's been fast in and out of these races. It's pretty much been Sheldon Creed and John Hurry in all the races. I expect that to continue this weekend. Certainly without Kyle Busch being in here, that certainly helps Sheldon Creed's chances of leading and getting fast laps and things of that nature. Grant Enfinger's back in the good car this weekend. I project him to finish 5th. I think you could fit in all 3 of these guys, Creed, Enfinger, John Hurry in a lineup pretty easily with the value that we have. I'm not sure if that'll be optimal, but that seems like an interesting way to go. Truex, a bit expensive. Ryan Reed, look, Raphael lost his ride. He's now in the GMS truck. Now, the one thing with Reed that I kind of like, and I really want to bump him up to a B because of this, is because he's been running, these races. He's at least had on-track time. I know it's in the racist rally car. It doesn't mean anything. He's pretty much been laps down each race, but he's at least been out there. He understands what the car at least feels like now, and now he's going to be in a good car. Now he's going to be in a good truck. I think he's underpriced. He's a guy that I would focus on a lot, and I think the optimizer's probably going to want to put him in a lot of lineups. As well, I expect Ryan Reed to be very chalky, and for good reason. High upside. That's just how I look at it. Kraus is a bit too expensive. I'd much rather try and go to Infinger. If I'm going to pay up for a place differential, I'll go for a guy who can give me top 5 upside versus a guy who can give me a 13th, 10th upside. Timothy Peters, a bit too expensive for me. Not interested in Eric. Not interested in AO. That's just how it's going to be. These guys are going to fall back for sure. It's going to be real hard for them to hold on to their positions, and they're going to need a lot of chaos. Chase Purdy, starting 24th. I see him getting up to 20th, man. I know he's in a GMS truck, and he has a chance. Like, if he can stop wrecking, if he can stop getting into issues, he can finish top 15, but we just need him to quit wrecking, and his price slowly getting on up there. Cody, don't think he's going to do much here. Probably gain a position or two. Timmy Hill, he's expensive here too. Like, that really sucks that Hill's $7,200 for a guy that I would imagine is going to probably run 20th and then try and make up positions on a late race restart or late in the race. I'm giving him 17th right now. 7,200 if you can get to it. I don't hate it, but I feel like you got to really go out of your way to get Timmy Hill this weekend. Danny Bone, nope, not for me. Spencer Davis, too expensive, not going to do it. Just can't do it. Roper, Chris Wright, these are the 5K plays, and you can even throw Haley in here of the plays that you might have to go with if you're building a certain direction. If you're trying to really slam in a bunch of the high-priced studs, that might how you have to go. And I don't mind Roper. Like, head-to-head between Roper and Wright, I think Roper does better. Wright's cheaper, and people don't like playing Chris Wright. You know, $5,100 doesn't kill you there for Chris Wright. He's basically, sure, he's starting 30th, but he's like, if Chris Wright can not be absolute horse shit, he can get you there. Dawson Cram, too expensive, don't like him. Tate Fogelman, $6,100. Like, give me all the Chris Wright you can, man. With all the risk that Fogelman has at a track like this is the track where I imagine Fogelman's going to wreck. Like, if he wrecks at racetracks that he shouldn't wreck at, he's going to wreck here for sure because this is a challenging racetrack. David Gillen, starting 35th. We saw him race very aggressive at Vegas, caused that wreck that took Rafael Lessard out, that took Holmes out, that took everybody out that was basically wrecked in Las Vegas. They wrecked entering one on that restart. I like David Gillen a lot. I like that aggressive driving. I like it. David Gillen is here for wins. He's here to put on a good show. I don't mind him at all. I think he's a bit underpriced at $8,400. Easy to get into lineups. I'll give him 14th right now. Bert Kligerman, 10-4. Giving him 14th. I love him in races to where there's not a whole lot of place differential to go to. Now that Kligerman is here and you have Infinger starting in the 20s and you have other guys that can potentially give you place differential, and it's just not for me, man. Jennifer Joe Cobb, no. I like Bailey Curry. Same thing here. I think Gillen has a lot of upside. I think Curry has a lot of upside as well starting 38th. We saw how well he was running last week when he hopped in this truck. And this is the best ride he's ever had. Top 15, that's what I'm going to give him. And I imagine, I would imagine they're going to try and put Gillen, Curry, and either Creed or Nemechek in a line. I think that's what I would try and do. All right, so now that we got through these, where you at, trucks? Here we go. Give me one moment here. So yet again, this is looking at early projections. Nothing official, not my own projections, just something quick to look at, see how lineups are breaking down, because other people do this as well. They're like, well, let's check out the fancy country in the background. Oh, let's show lineups. So is this technically giving out lineups? Is this the same as posting screenshots to Twitter? Dude, there's so much black. I mean, there's so much gray area between everything. It's ridiculous. Let's see. It's already calculating those. Let's really start knocking out these drivers here. I'm gonna want a lot of John Nemechek. We're just gonna exclude Smith, Rhodes, Gillen. Keep Sauter in there. Gonna take Friesen out. We'll keep Smith in there. We'll keep Crafton in there. I'll keep Haley in there. Tanner Gray in there. No, I'm gonna say we'll leave him in there. See what he does. We'll leave him in there. We'll leave them there. Nope. Oops. Do that. Nope. I'll leave Reed in there. Kraus in there. Peters will take out because I don't think he's gonna do much. Take these guys out. Put you there. keep Danny in there. Just see what happens. I'll keep these two guys in there to see what the optimizer prefers between Roper and Wright. Take you out, take you out, take you out. We'll leave you to see what it does real quick. I'll make all these guys even to see what it does here. Leave that there. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it's wanting to do. Let's refresh to try and hurry this up because I see it's got Fogelman in there. Yeah, so this is more like what I figured. So it's like in Ryan Reed, Galen as well, because I'm pretty aggressive on his early projection right now. It's like in Timmy Hill. That's interesting. It's putting both John Henry Nemechek and Creed in that line, which I would imagine is going to probably be the way to go. Let's see. Creed is by far probably the best play here. I'm giving him laps led as well. Yeah, Reed. It's Levin Reed at $6,200 in a GMS truck. Like Ryan Reed is certainly a better driver than Chase Purdy. He's certainly a better driver than some of these guys we've had in these GMS trucks. Like I don't see Reed wrecking or anything like that. Let's see. It's still like a Chase Purdy. It's pretty even. I'm pretty sure it's divided between Reed and Purdy. Hill and Danny Bone, pretty even, which I don't like their projections a whole lot. It's like in Chris Wright for the price discount. That's what I figured to do. I like to take Fogelman because it's too expensive. It's much rather wanting to go to Wright. Gillen, yeah. Parker, no. Bailey Curry, yeah. Yeah. That's about what I'm seeing. That's about what I expected. So I would imagine lineups are going to be made around these guys, made like this. I don't like this Purdy play. You got 500 left to try and get off of Purdy. Same thing here. You can make certain changes. Probably remove Hill and Purdy from this and mess around with that. That's probably what I would do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helps you out, and we'll see you next time.